my devotion, God. I once hold back my words of worship. I once hold back my words of praise. With my whole heart I give you devotion. 'Cause you deserve my praise. You deserve my praise. I once hold back my words of worship. I once hold back my words of praise. With my whole heart I give you devotion. 'Cause you deserve my praise. You deserve my praise. Hallelujah. We bow, we bow, we bow before you. Told by my words of praise. So with my whole heart I give you devotion. 'Cause you deserve my praise. You deserve it. Say I was told by my words of worship. I was told by my words of praise. With my whole heart I worship you. You deserve my praise. You deserve my praise. You deserve my praise. You deserve my praise. Ever lifting up my heart. You deserve your God. Every bowing of my heart. You deserve your Lord. Hallelujah. Hey, we sing,
Good evening, everyone. Before I start, I would like to thank everyone that wished me a happy birthday. I appreciate all your nice comments so much, and I thank you so much. I would like to share a motivational message to all the young people out there or anyone who needs to hear this. And I would like to encourage all of you to spread the gospel. And even though people might make fun of you for it or might not want to listen to you, you should still be calm and always spread the gospel around you, because people need it, and it might be the only chance for them to hear about it, since nobody really talks about it often. Because we should spread the gospel because Jesus told us all on this earth that we should make disciples and be fishers of men and draw people closer to God and draw people to the kingdom of God. And all you really have to do is plant the seed, and God can make it grow in them, and they can just start living a life for God and getting saved and become better. And you could, just by spreading the gospel and telling people that Jesus loves them and what Jesus did for them, they can become way more better, and you could even change their lives. So please keep spreading the gospel no matter what happens. Just keep doing it.
Okay, people, it's a very good morning to you, and this is my 10:11 a.m. Sincere apologies for starting not quite starting 11 minutes late, but we are excited to be before you today, and it is going to be an amazing production today. I cannot wait for the insight, the revelation, the knowledge, the rema that will be communicated across to every one of us, both the married and the yet to be married. This program is a master class on relationship, and I have my friends who are indeed anointed to speak to those areas. Please, I want you to do me a favor. Share this broadcast as much as you can. Share it everywhere to everybody. Let us all get ready to be blessed. Okay? And, as I wait for my guest to come in, I have one of them who is already in the studio, but he's trying to get something sorted out. As I wait for my guest to come in, let me share also as I encourage you to share. So why don't we do it together? Okay, as I'm just sharing a little bit, waiting on my guest to come in. Why don't you please also join me and share to as many as you possibly can reach? Let's share it together. Are you sharing? Thank you so much. You can drop a comment. If you're watching from YouTube, I welcome you. Facebook, Twitter, welcome everywhere, wherever you're watching from. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching us from. And we're waiting for my guests to come in. I'm already sharing myself. Let's just get into this sharing game as we reach out to so many more people who we believe this production will be a blessing to them. Okay, so please join me and share. Share if you care. Share if you care. Let me get us some music as we share together. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul. Please share, guys. Share. I think my guest is trying to come on board. Let me bring him. We have a Reverend Canon in our midst today, someone whom I respect so much. So much. Share, people. Share if you care. Let's reach the world with this information that's gonna be life transforming. Okay? Go ahead and share. That's what I'm doing here. Sharing to as many as possible. Go ahead and share, please. Thank you, Lord. Oh, give you praise. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Glory to God. Glory to God. Glory to God. Okay, people, I just got, I just refreshed the system. I think everything is good now. Let me have my friend come in again. We are gonna get it. Praise God. Let's know where you're joining us from. Thank you for coming in, people. We appreciate it. Please share the broadcast. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Let's go, people. We're about to start the discussion. I'm just waiting on my guests to come in. They are about to come in right now, and this is going to be an interesting time together. Please share the broadcast. There we go.
Hello, good evening.
Hey, man of God, it's so good to have you. I honestly apologize for
Yeah,
the delay. Having a little bit of technical issues, but thank God it looks like we are now good to go. So, man of God, welcome, welcome,
okay.
welcome. I believe you can hear me. Can you?
Yes, I'm hearing you well.
Okay. Is it perfect? Is it? Do you
I'm
hear me?
hearing you.
Okay, you hear me clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can hear me, that means everybody else can hear me. That's good. So, man of God, let's start. I have known you for so many years, but I don't want to go by introduction of how long I have known you. I want you to kindly introduce yourself to us, but it's a great pleasure to have a Reverend Canon in our midst. This probably might be the first time I'm hosting a Reverend Canon. And it is such a big honor and privilege to have you and your wealth of wisdom to share with us today on this very important topic. But before we go into the topic, do you mind introducing yourself to everyone that is watching us right now?
Okay, my name is Reverend Canon Ifeanyi Aku. I'm an Anglican priest. I'm an author of some books. I'm a leadership coach. I'm a youth minister. And I don't know whether to say that I'm a relationship expert. I don't know whether to say that because I've written some stuff both on interpersonal relationships and relationship among the opposite sex. And I also speak a lot on interpersonal relationships and relationships among the opposite sex. So I think that's all I can say for now.
I know for sure that you're a relationship expert because because I followed you, and your teaching and your viewpoint on relationship is always very amazing. But today, let me open up by sharing with you something I've discovered that is quite disturbing, man of God. Those who are
Yeah.
not those who are not married are passionately interested in marriage. They passionately pray about it. I mean, when you see them troop to prayer houses, one of the biggest prayer points in their mind, oh God, where will you give me my own husband? Oh God, where will you give me my own wife? They are so interested in settling down and getting married. You know the dichotomy, sir. Those who are married
Yeah.
are saying, what nonsense is this? So people in marriage are looking for a way to, let me use the Nigerian language, japa out of marriage. They're looking for a way to run away from marriage. People who are not married are looking for a
Yeah.
way to get into marriage. And that brings to the subject
Yeah.
matter we are discussing, the place of waiting. What do you have to say? I would like to hear your opening thoughts on this subject matter. What do you have to say about the need to wait so as to get it right?
Yes, it's very important to wait so as to get it right because I usually tell people that once you get it wrong and you come to us pastors, you come to us telling us that your husband did this, your wife did this. What we'll be telling you is that, marriage requires patience, marriage requires prayers. And all we are trying to tell you is that you've entered. And because you've entered, there's nothing we can help you do again. You just have to manage it. So
Mm,
it's very critical to wait to get it right because a lot of people rush in, and when they rush in, from the very first week of rushing in, they will discover in our Nigerian language that they have entered one chance, and
mm,
by then it would have been a problem. I came in contact with a young man who was complaining how the girl he wanted to marry broke his heart, how he discovered that the girl was having an affair with a married man, and so on. So I had to congratulate him. I told him that he should go and do Thanksgiving. He said, why should he go and do Thanksgiving? I said, you should go and do Thanksgiving because God has allowed you to see these things before you enter. So
mm.
indeed, waiting is very critical because once you enter, you have entered.
My God.
So it's better to wait and get it right than to enter in haste. I can remember, I think it was 2 weeks ago, one of my mentees came to me. He
Yes.
knelt down and he was thanking me. I said, why are you thanking me? He told me that he has just discovered that the girl he wanted to get married to, whom he thought was a Christian, was not a Christian.
Hmm.
I knew when the young man was coming around, sharing revelations with me, how the Lord has spoken to him and so on. And I will keep telling him to wait. I said,
Hmm.
wait and know this girl before you make any commitment. You need more time to know her. Don't tell me revelation. So the day he came back and was thanking me that, look, oh, I told him to wait. Oh, thank God that he listened to me. So he has discovered that it is indeed better to wait and really be sure that what you perceive you heard, that you actually heard. Because sometimes maybe people's emotion, sometimes they feel they've come in contact with someone they like physically, but
Mm.
marriage is just beyond what you see about the person physically.
Yes,
Marriage is
sir.
beyond the kind of work the person is doing. So it's necessary to wait
Mm.
to be sure that you are getting it right. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. People, you are beginning to feel the vibes. I told you, this man is it has he has helped so many people. He has helped so many people. And man of God, there's something I want you to address. You know, man of God, when we tell some people as pastors, wait, and we're going to come back to this wait a little bit and unpack it as much as we can. But when we tell people to wait,
Yes.
there's this unfortunate mindset that develops in them. They begin to think within themselves, is it because you are married? You are telling me to wait. You have married your own. You don't want me to marry my own. Because you are now married, you are telling me
Yes.
to wait, right? Man of God, how really? Because you see, why we tell them to wait, they don't see it. And they think that we telling them to wait is an act of wickedness. You have your own husband, your own wife. You don't want me to have my own. How do we explain this thing to them that this does not have anything to do with any form of selfishness? We are actually trying to secure a lot of things for you when you finally get into marriage. How do we make them see that we are not being wicked or trying to keep them away from being married?
Well, the truth is that it's really difficult to explain it to them. How do I mean?
Mm.
Because you are talking to
Oh
an adult that has made
yes.
up his mind.
My
So
God.
sometimes the vibes, that initial euphoria of
Mm.
being in love, does not allow them to think well.
Come on.
They
Come
are
on.
thinking irrationally. That initial euphoria doesn't allow them to understand. So it's really difficult because no matter the pattern you are trying to use to tell the person may not understand. But I think the most important thing may be what will work more. Maybe the relationship you've had with the person before then, how the person had in time past depended on you for counsel, and the
Mm.
person adopted the counsel and it worked. I think that's what one of the things that will make the person to understand. So it's just beyond words. I think more it's more of your personality and the impact you've made in the person before then that will make the person to understand, because it's really difficult for an adult that feels that he or she is in love to understand what you are trying to tell the person. It's really difficult.
You know,
I can
and yeah,
remember
go ahead.
uh, one of my I can remember one of my daughters in those days.
Yes, sir.
Someone wanted to marry her,
Yes, sir.
and I began to talk about these weights.
Mm.
I said, I don't have any problem with you marrying this young man,
Yes.
but wait, let him get a good job
Okay.
first
Okay.
before you get married. Let this guy get a good job first. He didn't listen to me. In this part of the world, when you want to get married, when you want to wed, friends and well wishers will always rally around you.
Mm-hmm.
Committee of friends, there's something we'll call committee of friends here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Committee of friends will always gather, contribute money for you. But after the marriage, you begin to face the issues.
Committee of
As I'm talking
loneliness.
to you now, the person I'm talking about, they've lived for close to 6 years at least, or
Yeah.
7, but the husband has not gotten a good paid job. Sometimes the person
Wow.
comes to my office to cry.
Chai.
And I can't go back now and start telling her that I told you about this. Up till now, the person has not gotten a good job. Is the woman that is running most of the bills of the family, and she's not finding it easy.
She cannot find it easy. I have a similar situation myself, but this is disturbing, and I want us to talk more about this, especially ladies. And I understand, man of God, ladies, realistically speaking, needs to be married at a particular time frame because there are many things considered when it comes to ladies. A man like me, a man like us, we can marry even if we are 80 years of age. We truly can. But you see, how easy it is for us as men to marry at 80, it's not easy for women to marry at 80. Because even if they eventually marry at 80, there are many other things that cannot happen in their life being 80. So I understand the rush
Yes.
for women to get married. Now, man of God, the question I'm bringing to you is how do we strike a balance between that rush, between that time sensitivity, and the need to wait? Because so many of them have made mistake because of rush, sir. Because of rush. They rushed and rushed into something wrong. So how
Yeah.
do we strike the balance? Yes, sir.
The only way we can strike the balance is by really letting them know that it is better to get it right than to
Yes.
get it wrong.
My
We
God.
really need to let them know that age or no age,
Uh-huh.
that it's even better not to get in than to get in wrongly. Because when someone gets in wrongly, your life can be in the line. When someone gets it
Yes.
wrongly, your destiny, your purpose, everything about you can just be truncated.
Oh
So we
my
need to
God.
lay emphasis on that it is better to get it right than to get it wrong. Age or no age. You know, sometimes I think the major issue may be issues of children. But the
Yes.
truth is that children, bearing children, conception and bearing children, it is someone that is alive that can conceive and bear children.
Preach, sir. Preach, preach,
A
preach.
dead person cannot conceive and bear children. So we
Wow.
really need to lay emphasis. We can strike the balance by emphasizing that while age is a good factor, but we should not be looking at age and neglect the aspect of getting it right. In fact, getting it right is more important than even age, because someone can marry, even if the person cannot have a child, the person can adopt a child or do any other thing. But if one gets it wrong and enters into a family, even if the person has the whole children the person wants to have in the world, the person will be regretting his or her life every day. So we really need to emphasize that it is better to wait than to rush in, age or no age. That's
Man
what
of
I think.
Man of God, there's something I want you to deal with, please. And I'm narrowing down to those things because it came out from your mouth just now. The issue of purpose and the issue of life. A lot of people have had to die, sir, and what killed them is marriage.
Yes,
Marriage, let me tell you guys,
yes,
marriage killed them. If we are looking for indices of death, if we are to begin to narrow down the things that kill people, it is time we start putting marriage in there. I know you will put suicide. I know you
yes.
put accident. I know you will put violence. You put malaria. You put maternity. What's that kid? Maternal maternity. You put all of this there, but it's important that maybe we have to put marriage. Do you know how many incidences of people who have lost their life in the name of marriage? You probably will remember one. You that is watching us now, you probably will
Yes,
remember one. So, man of God
yes.
talks about two things: purpose and marriage. And life. Man of God, I want you to take your time and please go deep because it's not it's not a topic I want to pass like that. It's a topic I want to get into because people don't realize that even their very life and their very purpose is at stake in who they marry. Please help us unpack these two concepts as it relates to marriage.
Okay, in Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, God was telling Jeremiah that before he was conceived, he knew him
Yes,
and he had destined him to be a prophet unto the nations.
yes,
As Christians, we believe that for every human being that is born on earth, that God has an assignment, God has a purpose. There's something that God wants the person to do. Even if the circumstances of birth, even if the parents of the person didn't really plan that they wanted to have pregnancy at that time, but
uh-huh,
God allowed the pregnancy to take place, there is something God wants the person to achieve on earth. And the most important thing anybody can achieve on earth is to achieve that purpose. And now, when someone ends up marrying wrongly, there's no how you can achieve the purpose because the person may not even allow you to walk in towards the achievement of that purpose. I remember one of I remember one of our members in the church. I remember one of our members in the church in those days, and this girl was a very good girl, a virgin. She was living a life of uh, that is, she was withdrawing. She was living a very responsible life. She was not messing up with men, and she was a virgin. She was a virgin and graduated from the university as a Christian. But when it came to marriage, without carrying any one of us along, before we could say John Peter, the girl was already, before we could say John Peter, the girl had already conceived, had already taken in for the man that wanted to marry her. And at the end of the day, wedding took place. They were joined in the church. So I remember sometime I traveled to her city and I was asking her, because I remember that the son died. So while I was asking her, how did your son die and so on, the Holy Spirit just ministered something to me. And I began to ask her, what of the family of your husband and so on? And she told me that the family of the husband is a diabolical family. And she openly told me that she told me, I didn't marry a born again.
Oh Lord.
And she began to tell me how she can't even discuss with the husband. When she wants to open up a discussion with the husband will say, woman, go away. So she is regretting her life. And the thing has so much, it made her to go into depression. The thing has so much demoralized her. Her fire for God has been extinguished by the reason of that marital choice. Now the question is, if her fire for God has been extinguished by the reason of that marital choice, how can she live to fulfill her destiny? Because when it comes to the fulfillment of destiny, you need your partner to encourage you. When God gave assignment to Adam, God had to give an Eve to Adam, who will be a helpmate to Adam towards the fulfillment of what God wanted Adam to do. So in the same vein, as individuals, your partner can be your most important support system to the fulfillment of God's purpose over your life. But once you get it wrong, it's a big issue. You may be someone that your passion, what you believe God has called you to do, is to minister to children.
Yes.
And you can marry someone who doesn't want you to even mention it, who doesn't want you to go to church, who is very easily irritated with children, who doesn't want you to mention it. So it's very important. It's very important. That's why it is better to, even if it means, it's better to fulfill your ministry and go to heaven and be celebrated in heaven than to use, because of marriage that does not take place in heaven, and not fulfill your God's purpose over your life and live to regret it. And then secondly, is the issue of life.
Yes, sir.
Issue of life. Because it is a living person,
My God,
that can get married. In one of my books on relationship,
yes,
the title of the book is Understanding Premarital Relationship. In a chapter, I talked about danger signals. So I teach young people that there are danger signals you will see. Take for instance, someone has not married you, and the person is already telling you that once you people marry, you should throw away your SIM card and get a new SIM card. Someone has not married you, and the person is already telling you that you should leave all social media platforms. Someone has not married you, the person is already attempting to push you. At the slightest provocation, the person is trying to squeeze your cloth. These are danger signals.
yes.
And these are things that points to the fact that if you venture marry such a person, your life can be on the line. Okay, take for instance, I met a young man, while he had issue with the person he wanted to marry, is that at the slightest provocation, the guy was slapping him. Someone that can slap you at the slightest provocation can use
We kill you.
mortar to break your
We
head. So
we kill
life
you
is
at the
very
biggest one.
important. We
Oh
really
God.
need to watch it. Watch the person's attitude to life and preservation. Watch the person's reaction during anger. Because if
Mm.
you get married to someone whose anger management is low, someone that behaves like a mad person when the person is angry, there is
Mm.
nothing the person cannot do. So life is very
Mm.
important. Thank you.
Man of God. Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm speechless, people. And I have to amplify or highlight what you said about why would you necessarily have to kill yourself in the name of marriage when this marriage thing does not continue. What do I mean by it does not continue? When we go beyond this realm, there's no marriage at the other realm. There's no marriage in
Yes.
heaven. There's no marriage in heaven. In fact, it brings me to the simple question: is marriage even overrated? Because the way I see people abandon their purpose, the way I see destinies destroyed in the name of marriage, I'm getting very concerned.
I think, like you
Yeah,
said,
go
I think
ahead.
sometimes marriage is overrated.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes unconsciously, marriage
Unconsciously,
is overrated. And
unconsciously.
then sometimes I think it's because of culture. Sometimes
Mm.
people believe that when you reach a certain age in life, if you've not married, that you are not fulfilled. You
Oh.
know, people believe that, and you see family members mounting pressure, see family members saying all manner of things. Recently, I
Mm-hmm.
was talking to a girl of about 23 years who is already seriously under pressure to get married.
Hmm.
A girl of 23 years, the mother is already mounting serious pressure. And what I tell them is that the most important pressure that matters is the one you mount yourself. That
Mm-hmm.
even if the whole world is mounting pressure to you to get married wrongly, if you don't succumb, if you don't yield to that pressure, nothing will happen. You will still, your sanity will be intact, your mental health will be intact. So,
Hmm.
but when you begin to succumb to what they are telling you, so sometimes marriage is overrated. Marriage is overrated. Sometimes people think that maybe once you get married, automatically everything will become. And sometimes when people see people that are happily married, they think that it works like that by default. They
No.
don't know that you just have to make it work for it to work. So the thing is overrated. So they just want to jump in. They just want to jump in. When they see a husband and wife holding hands on the road and walking, they'll be like, "Ow, ow, hi, wow, God, when will I? When will I? When will I?" They may not know that the people they saw holding hands and walking on the way that they have quarreled 20 minutes ago before coming out. Because in marriage, sometimes we disagree to agree. We disagree to
Hmm.
agree. So I believe that sometimes marriage is overrated, and it has cultural. I think our culture has a lot to do with that.
You see, the people that are holding hands, Russia and Ukraine, don't even come close to the kind of fights that go between them. You see, that most
Yes,
times in marriage, holding of hands, most times, I'm gonna say this, tell me if I'm wrong, man of God. In marriage, most times, holding of
yes,
hands can amount to social media reality. Social media
yes,
reality is absolutely deceptive, absolutely fake. You believe social
yes.
media, you believe it at your own risk.
Risk.
Because people come on social media, even though they came from trenches, they will go to the
Yes,
finest house and take picture. And they will post it on
yes.
Facebook and say, what God does not do does not exist. Right? And you are like, oh, when did God leave this my brother? God, you are wicked. How can this my brother be blessed after I have served you? Now you are using fake life as real life. The same thing applies in marriage. Most people that wear uniform, have you seen
Yeah.
couples that wear uniform? They like to sew uniform. most people that hold hands, most people that open car door for each other, and nothing is wrong with that. Don't get us, don't misunderstand us.
Yes, they are good.
Nothing is wrong with that. But some of those people, when you get to the fight they have, Russia and Ukraine is not close to it. So please, we are trying to get your mind off and your eyes off these things that are on the surface. And we want to help you go deep. There's a topic that's coming to my mind, or a question that's coming to my mind, sir. And it is, let's talk to women a little bit more. Because some women are saying men are running away from us because we are wealthy. And that mindset, man of God, I want us to address it, because that mindset is gone to the extent of some women downplaying their possibilities, downplaying their skills, downplaying their, they just, I don't want to go all out. I can build a multi-billion business, but if I do that, men will not be attracted. And they can give you example. Look at that lady. Look at that lady. That lady is a billionaire. The other lady is a millionaire. Every time she comes on Facebook, she's praying for a husband. Look at. So now she has frustrated her purpose, if I should say that. She has reduced her purpose. She has truncated her purpose because she wants to stay within a level that will enable her get married. What is wrong with that? How do we help ladies to understand that? Oh, man of God, take it over from me. You know what I'm already talking about. How do we address this situation?
Yes, I understand what they are saying, but naturally, when some young men see a very wealthy lady, they get scared.
Mm,
They get scared that the person may not be loyal. They get scared that the person may not be submissive.
mm,
But I don't believe also in living a hypocritical life.
yes.
I don't believe in maybe I can afford a car because I feel that a husband may run away. I will not go and afford a car, and I'll be trekking when I can afford a car. No, I don't believe in such a thing. But I think
Mm,
the person's character matters a lot. Yes, people can draw conclusions when they see you from afar. But when you have a good character, and anybody that comes to you sees that submissive nature, sees that loyal nature, sees that gentle and quiet spirit that the Bible talked about that women should have, then the person, even if the person had wrongly concluded, the person will discard that conclusion. So I am not encouraging sisters and women to, I'm not encouraging them to start maybe suffering themselves, trying to not to dress well, not living in good apartments, not driving a car they can afford because they are afraid. No. But the truth of the matter is that they should as well know that no matter what they have, that when they get married, it should not affect their relationship with their husband. It should not make them not to respect their husband. I know a girl that wedded not long ago in my city. Before she got married, she already had two-story building in my city. She has already two-story building before she got married. Now, when the person that married her came close, he discovered that there was nothing to be afraid of. Not minding that the girl had built two-story building, and the marriage took place. So I'm not encouraging ladies to start living hypocritically because they are afraid. But like we do say, that action speaks better, louder than voice. Let their action, let their lifestyle, let their character prove those men who may easily get afraid because they see a woman living comfortably. Let their character and lifestyle prove such men wrong. And if their character can prove them wrong, then the responsible ones will not have any reason to run away. The truth of the matter is that I strongly believe that the person that will stay, the person that really wants you and values you, the person that should really have you When the person come around, the person should stay back. Anybody that cannot stay because the person feels you're driving a car, because the person feels you are living comfortable, then let the person go. If the person doesn't like comfort, let the person go. So
You
that's
see,
my
you see, I
view on
love
that.
people, man. I Reverend Canon was specially dropped in my spirit by
Yeah.
God because Reverend Canon says it the way it is. And we have to face this truth. We are here to help everyone. Please, I beg you, or I know ladies, man of God, I know about, well, many of them, young ladies, they are not married. These ladies have land already. When I mean land, I mean they have land in the highbrow area of Lagos State. They are not married.
Yeah.
They are not married. And they are not into anything negative. They are not into anything suspicious. They already have plots of land in choice areas. What a blessing. And let me speak to you, lady. Real men are irritated by irresponsible ladies who are parasites. I will
Yes.
say that again. Real men, their greatest
Yes.
irritation are all these irresponsible ladies that the only thing they exist for is to be married. Their only purpose in life is to be married. What that means is that a real man is appreciative of your doggedness as a woman. A real man is appreciative of your ability to fight in the world of men. A real man is appreciative of your ability to build a business and establish a business and be an employer of labor. Real men are appreciative of that. Don't ever downplay yourself. Reduce your potential because you want to get married. If I buy that car, men will run away from me. If I buy that mansion, men will run away from me. If I build that business, men will run away from me. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. But while you buy the car and buy the mansion and build the business, Bible talks about the adorning of a woman, that the adorning of a real
Yeah.
woman is not physical. The
Yes.
adornment of a real woman is not in the cars, it's not in the mansion, it's not in the businesses,
Yes.
but it's
Yes.
within. So when a man meets you with all
Yes.
your wealth, let the man be shocked that how
Yes.
can a wealthy lady be this humble? How can a wealthy
Be-
lady be this
Yes.
submissive? How can a wealthy lady be
Yes.
this quality wife material, as we say it in
Yes.
Africa, right? So you have to humble
Yeah.
yourself. You don't let your wealth get into your head. You don't let your wealth make you insult a man. Even if your man is a gatekeeper and you're a multi-billionaire, in the marketplace, you're a multi-billionaire. But when you come home, that gatekeeper becomes the Lord, becomes the king. You
Yes.
submit to the gatekeeper, even though your net worth is in every way higher than him. That is the inner beauty that we are talking about. And if you're able to combine this inner beauty with outer success, it doesn't matter how successful you are, men will queue, they will line up to
That's
marry you.
true. That's true.
And that's maybe the balance that you need. And I hope that helps
Yeah.
somebody out there. Man of God, let me
Yeah.
switch over and talk a little bit about, there's a recent news. I made a video 2 days ago. I was really mad in the
Yeah.
video. And this is the news of people not being able to take no as an answer. Unfortunately, the man that was said to have killed himself was a pastor like us. And from the story
Wow.
I've heard, I don't know the whole details I have to say. From the story I heard, a lady he trained in the university said no to him. After training her in the university, the man's heart was broken and he fell off two-story building and he killed himself. Now, when it comes to relationship, please help us, sir. Help us to learn how to accept no as a reasonable answer and not to go off and commit suicide because somebody said no to us. The person that said no to us, is he the only person God created? The person you are trying to
Not
kill
at all.
yourself. So help us, talk to us about this. How do we learn to accept no as a reasonable answer to a marriage proposal?
Well, the beginning point of learning that is we need to know that you are relating with someone doesn't necessarily mean marriage will take place.
Come on now. Come on.
I encourage young people. Today I was speaking to one young man.
Yes, sir.
I encourage young people to understand it doesn't matter how many years you have courted with someone, you need to have it clear in your heart that it is not automatic that marriage will take place. The truth is that you are not married until you are married.
Come on now. Come on.
Even 3 days before marriage takes place, the person can decide to opt out.
Yes.
I also tell young people in when I talk to them on relationship that whatever you are doing for any friend, you have to see it as a charity work.
I love that. I love that.
For your mental health to be intact.
Oh my God.
If you are training someone in school, know that it is just charity you are doing for your friend.
Oh my God.
Don't think that because you are training the person in school that it is automatic that marriage must take place. No, it must not take place. That's the beginning point of getting ready for no. I remember the one of the people I thought I would marry, but it didn't work. In those days in Nigeria, we used to make night calls.
I know,
so
right?
One day I was talking with her. Her phone spoiled. You remember those days of night calls?
I'm telling you.
One day I was speaking with her through her roommate's phone because her phone spoiled. So I told her that I was going to call her at night. So she said no, that her roommate that was the owner of the phone said no. So my ego was challenged. I felt I was like, that I have to get this girl a phone. So I had to buy her a phone that I could afford then.
Yes.
It wasn't a sophisticated phone, but at least so that I'll be able to call her, make call to her. When the relationship didn't work, when she came back to me and said she was not convinced, she wanted to give me back my phone. I said, what for? I gave you phone because you are my friend. I didn't give you phone because marriage must take place. So young people that are in relationship should know that whatever you are doing for anybody, it's not automatic that marriage will take place. Just see it that you are making sacrifice. See it that you are doing charity work. So that if marriage does not take place, you wouldn't start thinking of taking your life. So when you have that understanding, when no comes, you'll be able to accept it wholeheartedly. I remember the first person I wanted to marry, which I didn't actually marry, because she said no to me.
Yes, sir.
So when she said no to me, I have this understanding that if it doesn't work out between us, it can work out between me and another person.
Absolutely.
So one day she came to see me. I was telling her, what are you saying about my proposal? She said that she has told me that it will not work out. And I said, is no your final answer? Remember who wants to be a millionaire? I said, is no your final answer? And when I was raising is no your final answer, I was sealing that matter forever. So she told me, do you think I'm joking? I said, okay, no problem. We discussed, just chatted. When she wanted to go, I saw her off. I didn't know that she was telling me no to keep me on standby mode.
Can you imagine?
By the time she was coming back, I had already proposed to my wife, and I was about at the point of taking my wife, the person I'm married now, to my family members. So that was when she announced that. I said, no. You told me no, and I accepted it. So every person, whether you're a boy or girl, you should be ready for no. You should be ready. That even the person that tells you yes now can say no tomorrow.
Yes.
An issue took place in one of the churches I pastored. Someone in a department proposed, told the girl that he will marry her. After a while, people always saw them together. After a while, he felt he was no longer convinced, and he told the girl that he is not going on again. And some people were shouting. Some people were saying, "Why will he do that?" I said, "The young man has not done anything wrong. He felt he was convinced before, and he's no longer convinced. He felt to say, yes, I want to marry you, and he's now saying, no, I cannot go ahead you can't sue him to court. So
Exactly.
everybody should settle this in your heart. You are not married until you are married. When you have that understanding, it means that you are ready to accept no. And it's even better. Instead of someone torturing your life tomorrow, instead of someone being a thorn on your flesh, it's better for the person to tell you no today. One young man described something, a painful thing to me. He told me that a certain girl he was supporting in school, at a point, I think the girl had graduated, was doing youth service, where the girl was doing youth service. He helped the girl to get an apartment where the girl was staying. So one day he decided to visit there, and the girl introduced him before another young man as her brother. The girl didn't introduce him to the young man as someone that wants to marry her or as a friend, as a friend. The girl said, "Please meet my brother." And the young man was devastated. I said, "No, you don't need to be devastated. When God allows you to see certain signs, when God allows
Mm.
someone to tell you no on time, when God allows
Mm.
someone to bolt out of the relationship, it is better for you, because a broken relationship is better than a broken home. It's better for you to accept that no wholeheartedly and go and thank God than for the person to mess you up in marriage. So that's my thought on that.
I love it. Man of God, talk to us about your book, because you see, this book you wrote on relationship. What is the title? Is there a way people can place an order and buy this book you wrote on relationship?
Yes, the title is Understanding Premarital Relationship.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, I wrote about what relationship is all about. I wrote on danger signals in relationship. I wrote on the things that make relationship flow well. I wrote on how to make a marital choice and several other things that I wrote. I think it's about, I think it's a 10 chapter book.
Okay.
I should have a copy in the office here. If you give me 1 minute, I pick a copy and read out some of the titles.
Please get a copy. Show us, because we want to see how to get
Okay?
this book. Well, people, are you enjoying the Reverend Canon? You see, I'm one man that I believe that God has blessed me with all manner of people. God has blessed me with brothers all over the world. I have,
Okay, this is the book.
yes, there you
Ifeanyi
go.
Aku, Understanding Premarital Relationship.
Understanding
There's
premarital
the book.
relationship. Mhm.
So the chapters in the book are,
Can you show the front page again?
one chapter is the ingredients of good relationship.
Can you show the front page again?
You
Let's see it
say?
very. Yeah, can you show it? Yeah, show it very well.
Okay, this is the front page.
I can't see it. Go to your. Is it left now? Go to your left or right? Yeah. There you go. No, go a little bit. Don't come close to the camera. Just understanding marital relationship. Okay. Yes, sir. Understanding marital relationship. Okay. Talk to us a little about this book and how we can get it. People, you need to get this book. This is a
Okay, so
blessing.
I wrote about ingredients of good relationships, 7 C's of relationships. I wrote on common mistakes in relationships, and some of these things we are talking about, I wrote them there. Common mistakes in relationships. I wrote on danger signals in relationships. I wrote on critical issues before you make marriage choice. I think there is the place I wrote about uh, considering compatibility of character, compatibility of faith, compatibility of purpose. I wrote all of that there. I wrote on how to choose a life partner. I also wrote on the other side of feelings. Sometimes
Mm.
when some people are basing marriage choice strictly because I'm having feelings for this person. They don't know that a time comes in marriage when that initial vibes dies down.
Oh,
And
yes.
if true love was not existing in the true sense of it, you discover maybe you just marry someone because of how the chest of the person looks like, or how the
Mm.
backside of the person looks like, and so on. And you are dying to have the person. A time comes when jungle will mature in marriage. You will know that all of that doesn't really count at the end of the
Mm.
day. So I wrote on the other side of feelings. I wrote on sex and relationship. I think it's
Mm.
about how many chapters? Just about 8 chapter work. I have a hard copy and then soft copy. That's all for that.
Okay, so people who are not in Nigeria, how can they get it?
They can get soft copy.
Okay, is there a number to
Although
call?
although I'm planning to have it on Amazon
Amazon, okay.
soon. I'm planning to have some of these books on Amazon soon. But if I have any link through you with the person, I can send the person soft copy.
Okay, so is there a number? People who are watching us, because we have people watching us from YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all manner of platforms. So is there a number right now, a WhatsApp number or whatever number that people can call and say, hey, I saw your book on Reverend Samuel's program. I'm interested. How can I get a soft copy? Is there a way they can reach, an email, a number they can reach so that they can establish a direct link with you and get the book?
Yes, yes. My number 234
Plus plus
plus two
two
three
three four
four 80
uh-huh
36
uh-huh
31
mm-hmm
31
31 again.
48. Yes, 31 again, then 48.
Plus 2348036313148.
Yes.
Okay, so let me put this number on the screen. Okay, people, look at this. Look at these people. You have the Reverend Canon's number on the screen. It is showing on the screen. um let me put it by his own picture so that you know this is not my number. So this is the Reverend Canon's number showing on the screen. And if you're interested in getting this book, please, please, and please send him a WhatsApp message, give him a call, tell him that please you want to get this book. And we are going to be closing out. Listen, guys, we're going to be closing out talking about a little bit from one chapter of the book. We will talk about a little bit from one chapter of the book, but that will be after
Wow.
this short break. After this short break, we'll close out talking about a little bit of one chapter of the book. Stay with us.
Everyone, my name is
Mhm.
Nnamdi, and at 11 in 6th grade, I wrote a book, and I just want to tell all of you to go buy it. It's really good. It teaches you on how you can be successful in life. It has steps and guides, and you can even practice along with the book and pray and do everything that the book is telling you to do. It's on Amazon, and you can find it if you just search my name. It says it on the back is Peniel, and my last name is Nnamdi, Nnamdi. So you would really benefit from reading it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you buy it. Again, please go to www.amazon and search for my name, Peniel Nnamdi, and you will find it. Thank you, everybody.
All right, we are back from our short break. And what am I interested in? The chapter that talks about, I believe it is the 7 C's of relationship. Yeah, that caught my attention. So
Okay.
somebody get ready to learn. Get your pen, your papers, get ready, get ready, get ready. What are the 7 C's of relationship? Listen, he cannot go deep into it. He will just, talk about it on the surface. But please open your ears because what he said now might not be repeated. And make sure you come back to watch this broadcast again so that you get the full gist. Man of God, over to you. 7 C's of relationship.
Okay, the seven C's of relationship, what I actually mean by this is some of the things you will see that will help you to conclude whether you should take the person seriously. Sometimes the way relationship starts is not about someone walking up to you and say, I want to marry you. So oftentimes you become friends, So part of the things you will see and take the person seriously. Number one is care.
Mm.
Care. Okay, let me list out the 7 C's. Number one is care, C-A-R-E. Number two is clarity.
My God.
Clarity, I will list them out and then I will give a little explanation. Clarity. Number three is communication.
Mm.
Number four is content.
Mm.
Number five is commitment.
Okay.
Number C is consistency. And number
Mm.
seven is conviction.
My God.
You know,
Wow.
in care, when you are involved in a good relationship, there should be care. The person you are in relationship with should sincerely care for your affairs. The person should be interested in your progress. The
Mm.
person should be interested in their success.
Mm.
If you are in a relationship with someone, all that the person is interested in is the friendship. All that the person is interested in is you becoming available for him or her. But the person is not really showing care to you. The person is not really showing serious attention or really concern about your progress, about your success. Then you need to look at it again. And let me just explain a few things, a few of them, not all of them. Then number four is content. What is the content of the person? You know, I will sing a little song in my native language and I will explain what it means. The song is a high life song that was sung many years ago. They say, Metonye di meni ine
Mm-hmm.
moi, metonye di makonono. That is when you are making friend,
Mm-hmm.
make friend to somebody good.
Yes.
In the context of what I'm saying now, what is the content of the person?
My
When
God.
you meet one-on-one with the person, what does the person discuss?
Mm.
Is the person just discussing about fashion? Is the
Mm.
person just discussing about Big Brother Niger?
Mm.
Is the person only discussing about celebrities?
My God.
What does the person bring to the table? When you engage the person in discussion about issues of life, discussion about vision, discussion about purpose, discussion about focus, can the person discuss anything? Or is the person full of emptiness? So
Emptiness.
you watch whether the person has content. If the person does not have content, then you have to watch it.
Ndishi
You
coconut.
know, someone said, I uploaded a video recently where a preacher was saying that as you are making marriage choice, also remember that that person you are choosing will be the father or the mother of your children. So you
Absolutely.
have to look at content. Then the third one I want to talk about is consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency. Is the
Mm-hmm.
person consistent?
Mm.
Is the person someone that will come today and tell you that I was born 1979? In the next time, the person will tell you I was born 1983.
Mm.
Is the person someone that will tell you something today and is not will not be consistent tomorrow? Is the person will the person behave in a good way today? Tomorrow the person is behaving like a mad person. So you watch out for
Mm.
consistency. Is the person consistent? Consistency in character, consistency in words, consistency in information that have been given out.
My God.
Then finally
My God.
is conviction. So you must be convinced before you decide to go ahead to marry someone. You must have that conviction that this is a person. And that conviction is not what a prophet will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that go to prayer houses and so on, in one of the books by Kenneth Hagin
Mm-hmm.
about being led by the Spirit by Kenneth Hagin, he began to talk about that in matters of hearing God, whatever any prophet tells you, whatever any evangelist tells you, should be confirmation. It shouldn't be the only
Mm.
idea. So you
Mm.
should have conviction on your own. Because sometimes there can be challenges in marriage, sometimes challenges of job, challenges of health, challenges of childbirth. So that when challenges come, you can go back to God and say, God, I am sure you led me into this relationship. Please
Absolutely.
show up. So that conviction
Mm.
is a critical matter. Let me stop here.
Wow. Let me just go ahead and ask you, What will be your last advice for everyone
Okay.
that, and before you give us your last advice, man of God, before you give us your last advice, I want to quickly again remind people to take a look at the information on the screen. Please, to get Reverend Canon Ifeanyi Aku book on relationship, call this number +234 8036313148. He just read briefly a chapter out of the book. He explained very briefly a chapter out of the book. And if this chapter sounds so good, imagine what the whole book will look like. You don't need to make no mistake getting married when there are resources out there that can help you. To get his book, please call him, send him a WhatsApp message, send him a text message. The number again is +234 8036313148. Oh God, I'm as fast as Americans. Let me slow down. +234 8036313148. You know, in America, you'll be watching television and they will be advertising. They will advertise a perfume, and then they will begin to say something that I'm wondering, how do they want me to hear what they're saying? I said, wait. So tomorrow when I go to the courts, I said, this your cream gave me some reaction on my body.